I'm Chris Henson, and today I've got myself a Kopi kaki. For the first time, actually, I have someone like this. He's an educator who teaches robotics through his company Innovation Garage. He's also quite the inventor. As an Instagrammer, that's how we found him. He's always posting very positive, motivational content, and everyone gets so inspired by this guy. And he's on my show right now, and I'd like everyone to please say hello to Gabriel Perumal. Hi, Gabriel. Welcome to KWC.
A very good afternoon and happy to be here.
Thank you very much for being here. You don't have to be so formal with me, please. This is, after all, a podcast. So just take it easy.
Sure.
Relax.
No
It's
worries.
not radio. It's not TV. It's not boring mainstream, okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. It is usually a staple on my gig on the show that I'll leave it to my Kopi kaki to look into the camera and do an introduction of himself. You ready for this?
Sure.
The mic is all yours, my friend. Take it away.
Sure. Hi, my name is Gabriel. I'm the founder of Innovation Garage, where we empower next generation innovators through coding and robotics. So what I do is I allow young children to teach them coding to help them turn their ideas into reality. That's what I do basically.
For some strange reason, it sounded so scripted. Why do I say that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that introduction. But Gabriel, I'd like to find out more about you.
Sure.
Okay? And I'd like to start from the very beginning. So let's take this from the top. Where did you go to school?
So all my life I've been an ACS boy.
Oh,
so I
boy.
was from ACS primary, then went to ACS Barker, and then the time when I really valued education was Singapore Poly. That's when I really, really enjoyed going to school.
Wait. So ACS was what? You didn't enjoy your time in ACS?
It's not that I say didn't enjoy, but it was too mundane, like going through the same process every day.
Okay.
Yeah, then going through chapel. I mean, chapel was fun. I think that was one of the interesting experience, like teachers getting all hyped up and talking about God and everything. But other than that, I think the mainstream education system is pretty boring in primary secondary school. But in poly, it's when I really found my purpose in life, which is
Okay.
engineering.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got to stop you there. I'm going to still talk about ACS. Your time in ACS, which ACS was this? ACSI? Independent or Barker?
ACS Barker.
Barker, so the one along Bukit Timah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not dissing ACS, the school. Maybe the boys, but not the school. No, okay, so so you didn't come out confused. Because obviously you're not Chinese, so Anglo-Chinese, but you're not Chinese, so that's cool. You didn't come out confused. Normally the ACS fellas come out quite confused. Don't know whether they're Anglo, whether they're Chinese, but never mind. A lot of ACS guys are going to hate my guts for this. Okay, no, I'm only kidding. Maybe I'm not. Anyway, so your time in ACS, you're saying mainstream, boring. Now, isn't that across the board for most schools? Not just particular to ACS, to be very fair to them.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I mean, as I always believe, right, being in from ACS boy, every school is a good school. It doesn't someone who goes through ACS doesn't mean I am fantastic or I'm elite. I think everybody who goes through school is amazing. And to be honest, like after coming out from ACS, I realized that there was a lot of hatred on ACS boys, like because we are elitists. But I never thought myself as elite. I just thought myself as a normal human being.
Hey, wait. What hatred against ACS boys? I never heard of that. I have no hatred against ACS boys. I just like to make fun of them, that's all. And what elite
always-
school? I mean, do you consider ACS to be an elite school?
In terms of the branding, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But you just said every school is a good school.
Correct. No, as in general public kind of like, oh, let's say if you're from XYZ school and your son from ACS, people think, oh, this guy is better, but it's not true.
Okay, now all of a sudden you sound like one of our former Minister for Education, who's now our DPM. Every school's a good school. Okay, so during your time in ACS, what was the experience like there for you?
There's a lot of
Besides the boring, mundane, mainstream, what was it like personally for you?
There was too much of there's not said too much. There was a lot of value education. Like a lot of Christian values upbringing, and
That's okay. That's cool.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, I felt that there should be a balance lah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, in ACS we were always expected to perform the best. One thing that was good that came out of ACS is that the gift of the gap, we are naturally like good presenters, or we can speak well. We always prepared for the next thing. So I think that's one thing that I learned from ACS. It was not just about the Christian education, but was a holistic education. They encouraged us to every student to be at least be part of a CCA. I was from the chess club. I'm proudly saying from the chess club.
Well, that's cool today, man. Especially after that Netflix show that's on TV.
Queen's Gambit, right?
Yeah, Queen's Gambit. Everyone seems to be going into chess these days because of that show. But that's cool. It's cool. Yeah. It's not a geeky thing. So you were in a chess club. You're very proud of it. And then?
So school team, yeah.
You were in the school team?
Yeah.
Wow, brilliant, bro.
Yes.
Okay. So, you're saying that people from ACS, you get the gift of the gap. You're more eloquent.
Yep.
A little bit more extroverted. Would you call yourself that?
Yes, definitely.
Well, I think it's a common trait amongst most saint schools. Whether you're Gabrielite or whether you're from the the De La Sallians, the Christian Brothers School. I was from a CBS school, so most of us, yes, I can concur with you quite easily that these guys, people like us, we're a lot more eloquent. However, your time in ACS, you said mundane, boring. Were there any negatives as well? Other negatives besides being mundane, boring? Were you ever bullied?
I was definitely bullied because of my size, and I was big size. But the thing is, I realized that being bullied actually may not be a bad thing. Why? Because being bullied in secondary school prepared me to be mentally strong. So like whatever I went through secondary school, whether I was Indian or whether I was fat, people tried to say a lot of things. But later in life, I was very thankful experience, because going through that kind of pain when you were young prepares you for adulthood much faster. That's what I felt.
Well, I'm very glad you took things in that positive light, because a lot of some people might not.
A lot of my bullies actually saw what I'm doing now, and they personally came to apologize to me like through Instagram or Facebook message. I felt great, man.
This was in recent times, you mean?
Yeah.
In recent times.
Yeah.
I'm glad because I was wondering whether or not you would have experienced bullying in school, because if they didn't approach you, these bullies that bullied you in school, to apologize to you, I would have asked. Well, I would have said right to the camera, hey, guess what? Gabriel Perumal is a highly popular chap these days. Look at him, and I say, well done, bro. Good stuff, man. So okay. Mundane, boring, you were bullied. It gave you a positive mindset regardless. And that's great for you. Then you went into Polytechnic.
Yeah.
Which poly was it? Singapore Poly?
Yes. I think one of the best polys out there.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
See the difference? You spoke about ACS and you said ACS is, I gained from the chess club. I was very glad about that. I've learned to have the gift of the gap, became eloquent, and it's been great for you, right? You took bullying in a positive sense, but then again, when you talk about Singapore Poly, one of the best polys, man, the best experience of your life.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more about that. Why do you say that?
So what happened actually was very interesting in my life. So what happened was I actually applied for like Nanyang Poly. Applied for Nanyang Poly, and what happened was my mother, because I live in Tiong Bahru, so my mother was very adamant that I go to SP. So she technically changed my option behind my back, and I ended up in SP. And I asked myself, why did I go SP? Oh, my mom said change option behind my back. And then I was so angry. But after 1 week, I said, never mind, let's go for orientation camp. So I went for orientation, orientation week, and they were showing us like when you go to SP in the engineering school, you get to see what goes inside the PCs, in the phones, and in the technical gadgets. I said, wow, this is so interesting. I never been to school like that. It's like the X-Men school, that kind of thing, right? Right? It's like X-Men school. And then I went, then we did some solar car challenge in the first 5 days, and it was pretty cool. I said, hey, you know what? I think there is a a purpose for me to be here. And since after orientation week, I have never regretted going to school. Like, I look forward to going to school, and yeah, I never regretted any of my experiences in SP, because like then I realized, hey, this is what education is all about. Loving what you do and not dragging yourself through school. I don't know how many poly students out there who drag themselves through school. I never did.
Wow. So every day you wake up with this verve just to go to school and do
Yes.
and learn.
Yeah.
But what did you study in Singapore Poly?
I took a diploma in clean energy, like solar power. But my main passion was electronics and programming.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where did you pursue that? Electronics and programming. Also in
It
Singapore Poly was part of the curriculum?
It was part of the curriculum, yeah.
Right. So you're now into robotics.
Yeah.
When did you you discover that you got a love for robotics?
So electronics and coding, we did a bit of robotics, but robotics was because I felt that it was a much easier way to teach engineering. Because one thing in SP, I realized that the way that we were being taught, it was good, it was structured. But what happened was I felt that it was too structured, as in like the teacher reading from the slides, and then a lot of my fellow students were not impressed and they lose interest. But because my passion was so overwhelming that it gave me self-motivation to study beyond the curriculum.
So it was the subject matter, the topic that you're actually interested in, just that the way it was delivered in its lessons were just absolutely boredom, right?
Yes, lesson delivery.
Absolute boredom, right? Lesson delivery. So now that you're an educator today, and having gone through the mundane, mainstream secondary school education that you had,
Yeah.
I don't know whether or not we can describe it the same way today, but you're kind of young. How old are you now? Don't mind me asking.
I'm actually 28, but some people think I look 18. I'm not sure why. Yeah.
Blessed with youthful looks, bro. So, okay, you're 28 years old. In my book, you're still kind of young. So at 28, it's kind of recent as far as I'm concerned. So mainstream secondary school was boring. Going to poly, which you loved, because the subject that you studied is something that you really, really, really love, passionate about. Just that the lesson delivery was just utter boredom. Now as an educator today, have you made changes in the way you deliver?
Definitely. So one of the most interesting parts is that when I graduated from SP in 2013, I told my mom I would come back to SP as a lecturer but without a degree, and she said it's not possible, because she was pushing me to go to university. I said everybody who went to university told me that it wasn't a pleasant experience. So I said I'll come here as a lecturer. She said, are you sure, without a degree? I said yeah. So I received a call in 2019, and I became the first ever adjunct lecturer without a degree to ever teach in SP.
Wow.
So I was teaching there. So what I did was we had different opinions, me and the management, but what I did was I had 17 weeks of teaching curriculum. What I did was I tried to meet my students for lunch every week after lesson. And this is what most lecturers don't do. So I had lunches with them, said, how can I improve curriculum? Say, can we add Blackpink? Can we add J-pop into curriculum? I said, let's do it. And we did it. And I became, and now I'm a very big Blackpink fan because of K-pop, right? Like anybody talk bad about Blackpink, I said, please, let's go on site, that kind of thing. So I found out what my students like, and I infused it into my curriculum so they stay interested.
Wow.
So at 8 a.m., lessons at 9 p.m., 8 a.m., I would wake up, I would post in the Facebook group what we're going to learn that day. So students will have in mind, okay, we look forward to this thing. I've never seen any of my students slept in class before.
So basically, you make sure that everything's engaging.
Correct.
You engage them.
Not say engaging, you need to hype them up. Hype beast. It's a millennial hype beast, right? We need to hype them up. If you don't hype them up, like when a student goes to class or goes to, let's say, Avicii concert, of course he'll be looking forward to go to Avicii concert. So how do we bring the Avicii concert experience to class? That's what I wanted to do.
Okay. So do you think that across the board in our education system, that teachers also should do something like that?
Definitely, they must.
But in a classroom environment, well, don't you think there's just way too many students to engage them effectively? To hype beast up the crowd or your classroom.
If Obama could be talking when Obama when he gave his speech, in any speech he gives, he speaks in front of thousands or hundreds of people. If he is as a president of the United States, ex president, can give so much energy, what excuse does a teacher have?
But that's Barack Obama.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can aspire to be. There are many ways to create a connection with your students. It's whether the teachers want to do it, whether they have the initiative to find out more about students. Initiative to find out more about students is something most teachers, lecturers, I think they lack in that kind of initiative. Once they can find out more about the students, how they are, I think that's when the bonding begins.
So basically, you're saying that each educator should take their profession with passion and not just as a job.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
So I'm a very big fan of Conor McGregor. He said, I don't go to work. I enjoy what I do, right? Till today, waking up at 5 o'clock, prepare for my 7 a.m. class on Mondays. I don't drag myself to work. I look forward to my class, right? So once you don't see your work as work, that's when it becomes unimaginable fun, right?
Damn straight.
Like you.
Man, you can tell. Huh? I'm sitting down behind a microphone. I'm just so freaking alive.
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't say a bad word, by the way. I don't think that one can be constituted as a bad
It's
word.
not.
It's not a bad word. Okay, freaking hell. It's not a bad word. Okay, now, you are would you call yourself an inventor?
I would say I'm an aspiring inventor, but more of I'm in transition between an educator to inventor. So I use current tools and I reinvent the curriculum. So I get a robot and then I design a curriculum to teach the beauty of math and science, basically. Two subjects I really hated in school. But using my engineering ways, make it come alive.
Okay. You're still not a graduate, right? With a degree.
Thankfully, yes, I'm not a graduate.
Wow. Thankfully.
Yeah.
So you really believe very strongly that I do not need a degree for this?
It depends. In country Singapore, yes, you do. But the thing is, what I think is important that something that has not been taught is the value of money. What I mean by that is that you can be a degree holder, you can be that and this, but if you do not know how to make money, how to have multiple sources of income, is something I'm trying to learn. Once you know how to make money, how to make multiple sources of income, why do you need a degree? Then that's when you can work for yourself.
So you're saying you got to be one should be more financially literate.
Yes.
Okay.
Something that the education system doesn't
Teach.
Yeah, it prepares you to be an employee. It doesn't prepare you to be an entrepreneur. I think one of the good schools that are trying to teach you how to be an entrepreneur are two universities. I would say one is NUS and SMU. I think these two universities are doing their best to go beyond the curriculum and transform their students to be entrepreneurs. And that's something that I truly respect. Yeah.
Frankly speaking, if we look around today, entrepreneurs, those who have done really, really well are those who do not have degrees, in my opinion.
Somewhat say yes. Yes, you're very true. For example, good example would be Steve Jobs. He dropped out of school.
There you go.
Then Bill Gates, but he went back to Bill Gates would take a degree because of his father, his late promise.
You can take it later on in life, but it doesn't make a person. I agree with you. I'm not a graduate. Doesn't make me successful as well. I'm not saying I am successful, but I am saying that I'm not a graduate. We still get on.
What is something that people lack in life? I would say is passion. You can be going to Google earning 10K a month, but then after work drinking gulps of alcohol just to make yourself happy.
Yeah.
The idea of fun and the idea of happiness are two different things. Fun is you are in a state where you're unhappy, you're trying to make yourself happy. Happiness, you do not need alcohol, you do not need any kind of things to make you happy. You're just in a state where you're go, and I'm trying to even help my students to be in that state, to be truly happy. Having a lot of money doesn't make you happy. A lot of celebrities have committed suicide because of the stress, but how much you earn, as long as you are happy, you're able to wake up each day and say, hey, my life is meaningful, that's when you know that you're leading a life with purpose.
Words of wisdom, my friend. Words of wisdom coming from a very young man. Very good.
Went through a
I
lot
like
of life,
that.
so yeah.
I like that. You went through a lot in life, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Like what? Would you like to share it here?
So like in 2019, 20 early, late 2018, I was about to close down my company. So what I did was, because, being a young guy, you get cheated by people who you trust, and I was in very bad business state. So what happened was I said, you know what, I'm going to give my one last try. So I messaged one of the directors of HP 100 times on LinkedIn. He said, why are you contacting me? I said, no, just give me one chance. So we made appointment. He met up with me in his shorts and shirt on Sunday, and he treated me breakfast, and then said, present your company to me. So I went to do a presentation. He liked it. He said, I think you should find a full-time job, but come to me in the next few months. So February 2019, I said, sir, our conversation is not going anywhere. I think I'm going to close up my company. I wish you all the best. He said, no, come to me on Friday to my office. I said, okay, sure. So after 20 emails and like 120 calls, 120 LinkedIn messages, HP gave me like a 15K opportunity to do corporate social responsibility programs for children of low-income families. So like with $800 in February, working just 400 hours, I generated 33K revenue. No parent support. I was being featured on like Tamu Marissa, Oli, the Tabla, and it was a phenomenal year. 2019 was a phenomenal year.
Wow, man, dude, awesome!
Yeah. So
Wow.
correct. So it was pretty interesting.
You know what I saw in my head when you said about I sent out 100 over emails to this guy from HP? Reminded me of the story about Colonel Sanders knocking on I don't know how many hundreds of restaurants to sell his recipe, man. Colonel Sanders KFC.
Yeah.
Yeah? I mean, fantastic, dude. You were persistent. You were determined. You were dogged about it. You just went.
Yeah, definitely.
Good job. How are things today? How's business?
I'm just taking a break from life. Like the first 3 months I've been taking like a break because I said I just wanted to spend more time with my mom and my family. So focusing back on business in April. But what I've been doing very interestingly is that to personal brand myself, I've been posting some like singing videos, some rapping videos for fun.
Yeah, so we know this, man. I'll come to the rapping bit in a bit. Can I? Rapping bit in a bit. Oh, okay. I'll come back to the rapping bit in a bit. But I just want to go back a little bit
Sure.
to the robotics.
Yep.
You are an aspiring inventor.
Yes.
Right, as you said. Was there a defining moment in your life in that journey for you?
Defining moment. Let me see. I think the defining moment in my life was my final year project, right? So my final year project, what I did was I was kind of like, my cousin introduced me to Counter-Strike that time, right? So it was quite interesting. So I said, wouldn't it be cool if we brought it to real life? So laser tag was very popular in Singapore that time, right? So what I did, I said, I'm going to build my own version. So the FYP was supposed to take about 1.5 years, and I finished it in 6 months. So what we did was I got this special laser, a laser glass, like the optical from US, and I programmed the whole system, and it worked fine. What was the sad part was that because it wasn't it's not like a teacher's project, so I couldn't display it for exhibition. If you don't display exhibition, you cannot get an A, which is not fair. But all the students loved it. So then I realized, there's something called politics. Student.
Well, it's basically more bureaucracy.
Yeah,
isn't it?
But it was quite cool. Like I built the gun. I added voice to it, which is not taught in schools.
Wow.
Then we had bullets, and then we had a system where it was a square box where you could do you need to decode, and then if it doesn't decode, the bomb will blast, that kind of thing. Like
Really?
like a voice and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So And then in the army, I still wanted to do my own thing. So army, I lost a lot of weight. Army, I lost like what?
I think we all did, man.
Yeah, we lost a lot of weight. But in the army, I actually was one of the very few people a lot of people didn't know. I was actually one of the very few people who built the first ever push-up counter, like automated. Yes.
For the SAF.
For my unit, 38 Singapore Combat Engineers.
38 SCE.
Yeah, because the thing was, the big problem, everybody had all the time to be there. So I built the whole system for less than $50.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
And is it still in use today? Do you know?
I didn't give it to the army. They're not gonna pay me for my. Yeah, they didn't pay me.
So
yeah.
you're really an inventor, yeah?
That was my invention. Yeah.
So you're very proud of that. Was that the defining moment for you?
For me in army, yes.
That's the one.
Yeah, correct.
Why should parents send their kids to you to learn robotics?
Okay, so it's a very good. So the thing is, in programming, we learn something called about problem solving, right? So a lot of kids out there are very good in their grades, but what's the point of learning so much of knowledge but you cannot put it to use? You can't create impact, right? So knowing this science and math, how do we do it in a way that creates impact? So for example, like over here, later I will show you like my LED cap. I use mathematics to program a sequential of lights, and the lights turn on, and when people see it, it creates joy.
Okay.
Correct?
Okay.
So that's what I teach kids, turning idea into reality. What is so good about programming is I think of something, for example, a laser tag gun. Using my mathematics skill, losing my programming skill, it comes into like something that you can hold in the palm of your hand.
Right.
And that's power.
So you're saying that using mathematics, you can interest kids into the subject of mathematics as well, because they can invent something. Like this cap you're talking about.
Yeah.
Explain to me again about this cap. Can you just lift it up for us so that we all can look at that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I see 2 AAA batteries. This is about as far as my engineering goes.
Yeah. So basically, this thing is called a microbit. So basically, what happens is it allows every child to learn basic programming.
Okay.
And then you can make a sequential lights. And then the second version I'm creating is it will be able to react to voice. So if you were like hello, the light would change. So this is something that I'm trying to create. Like for example, if you go to a club, when there's noise, then the light will change according to the frequency.
So okay, go according to the beat, you mean?
Yeah, correct.
Just like your disco lights of the old days.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So over here, as you see, if you're going from right to left, left to right, what I wanted to do is to give the experience of Iron Orchard something you can wear it. You can wear the experience of Iron Orchard.
Okay, tell me the truth, man. Have you ever gone out partying with that in your head?
I do it for my like rapping videos. So yeah, so people like oh, it's so cool. Like what can you do? And that's how I think people like Abang Sapau or even like Young Raja who yeah
they were here on my show.
Yeah, I know. Young Raja's my idol, man. You know, like I got into rapping because of him. You know, like he's my idol.
Hey, Young Raja, you watching this, huh?
Yeah.
Idol. You're his idol.
Yeah, check out his single "Mommy" today. I'm promoting.
You're promoting it for him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Big fan. So that's the hat thing.
Yeah.
And thanks for showing everyone that. But when you talk about robots, I mean, when I think robots, what do I think? I think the T-1000 Terminator, you know what I mean, from Skylab. But what exactly are robots to you?
So robots are basically, I would say, it's an artificial intelligence friend. What I mean by that is like, it's not human, but it's a tool that can help humanity. So for example, without robots, you wouldn't be able to drink a can of Coke because they package the Coke, they put in the drink, they fix it into a can and then deliver to your...
You mean in the factories?
Yes, correct. So
Okay.
industrial automation.
Right.
Your car is a form of a robot. It is a robot in a way because everything there's a chip inside controlling the wheels.
Right.
Yeah, and even recording there are chips inside. So
Right.
robots
Anything that's digital, you mean?
yes, correct. Digital with electronics.
Okay. So what do you think? Do you think one day the world will be ruled by AI, by robotics, by robots?
For sure. I mean, I think that's what people in the American army is doing, right? Artificial intelligence. Amazon is doing their part to use AI.
Exoskeletons and all that. Right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, exoskeletons is, I think it's going to.
I think we have it here too.
We have
for
it
our
here,
armed forces.
but I think like our armed forces needs to start getting into R&D, where we no longer need to depend on the US or China or Germany. Once we can develop own technologies, that's when we say Singapore is a world class smart military nation. You know, that kind of thing.
Okay, call me a noob, but I'm just gonna go this way because I'm not engineering
Sure.
is certainly not my forte the least. Yeah.
Sure, no
Let
worry.
alone what we've been talking about.
Let me unravel it for you.
Oh, wow. In my mind, there is always this thing about hey, what happens if one day that movie Terminator actually does come true, that the human race gets wiped out by AI and robots. Doesn't that concern you? Because since you're such a proponent for it.
I think that every engineer, I mean, there is fear, but I believe that there is always possible to, as engineers, we need to be prepared. So we always need to install a kill switch. A kill switch basically like a system where it's 85% function, like being able to operate by its own, but we still have some control over it. So I believe engineers have installed that.
Gabriel, come on. I mean, we watch movies where the kill switch is always available, but the AI got so smart that they found a way around the kill switch. Can't that happen? Because they learn, don't they?
They learn, yeah. But the thing is, let's be honest. What are robots or machine without us? No, nothing. We created the intelligence. So I think it's definitely possible that how smart a robot gets, we still have upper advantage because we were their creators. So that's what I strongly believe. Is it possible that they oversmart us? Yes, maybe 95% they become smarter, but there are always the 5% who will be the saviors that will pull through for us.
I don't know, man. I'm not so convinced.
Yeah.
I'm not so convinced. But anyway, I'm not going to continue on that subject. I'm looking at the edge of the table. You've got this guy with a face that looks like Lightning McQueen.
Yes.
Is that a robot?
Yes, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do.
Okay, show me what that thing does.
Okay, sure.
A little Lightning McQueen, man. Look at that face.
Switch it up. Yeah.
What's it powered by? Is it powered by?
It's Bluetooth, so we're going to power it by Bluetooth now.
It's Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So you're pairing it with your iPad.
Yes.
Okay.
So just quickly show you. Okay. So what we are doing here is actually we are going to use some characters to move the robot. So
characters. Oh, I see. So
Yeah.
the characters you got a panda,
yeah.
a crab, a fox, a beetle, and a bat.
Yes.
So this is for kids, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
So the coding is actually very simple. So it looks something like this. It's like jigsaw puzzles. Yeah.
Jigsaw puzzles.
As in you can move it. So for example, I want to bring something here.
Yep.
I can just drag and drop. It's what we
Right.
call block-based programming. So
Okay.
over here, I program is when I press these characters, the robot will do something. So let's show you a quick one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Show it to me, man.
So for example, over here,
Yep.
press. It's moving
So
forward.
you press the panda,
It moves forward.
and the robot moves forward. It's going to collide with my Mac.
Then,
Okay.
when I press the crab, it stops.
Okay. So the crab is a stop, but there are symbols on that
Yes. So
on the robot.
yeah. So that is the form of AI. So I just show you quickly. So as you can see, we move forward.
Right.
Right. So there's going to be some symbols. Yeah.
Yep. Huh?
Does it show? Wait, hold on.
Sure.
Let me. Yes.
There you go.
So this is like a AI face.
Okay, so what does that symbol? That symbol looks like the crab.
No, basically it's if I'm gonna I do a quick one. So what happens is I can program emotions onto the robot.
What?
Yeah. So
What do you mean?
Okay. So for example, let me show you quickly. Okay. So as you can see now, I'm actually gonna program a happy face.
Right.
So let me show you quickly. So let's say I'm gonna program a like kawaii face, like a very cute face.
Okay,
So,
a kawaii face.
yeah, can you see?
Okay, it's
Come on.
like it's like two cute, two eyes.
Yes.
Yeah,
So now
okay.
what happens is I can also change the emotion over here
Mm-hmm.
to angry. So I press tick and now it shows me angry.
Yeah, but that's because you are controlling the patterns that appear.
So what we're doing actually is
Yeah.
this,
You want this thing to tell you how it feels?
no, basically what we're doing is a lot of kids are very good at writing composition,
Right.
correct? But so what? You can write good composition is very good. What we want to do is digital storytelling. So you convert your written story into characters that you can display on a robot and tell your story. So like this, we are helping kids who are normally awkward, like very awkward, like who are not good presenters. We are training them to be public speakers. So what happens is when they write a story, they convert it into programming and they program the emotions. And what happens is that then they tell their story. So it's a form of like
So
digital.
they will still verbally deliver the
Yes.
story.
But they must be able to present it in a way that the other students understand.
But wouldn't there be other simpler ways of doing it instead of using a robot?
Why robot? Because like what happens is many kids can learn how to draw, but I feel that like learning programming is beneficial. As I said, teaches you about problem solving. But to
Okay.
be able to create your own digital story, for example, now I can add lights.
Right.
So for example, red and angry, for example,
Right.
is to show anger.
Right.
So this
Okay.
can be this can help kids who are not creative become creative because robotics is fun, right? But now they're using robotics as a medium to showcase their story. Yeah. So we did this especially during COVID. We did online robotics, which is very interesting. So we delivered robots to the houses. And a lot of kids really like this because they said, I'm so sick of writing so many compositions, but now I can convert my composition into a real life story. I can add life to it. Yeah.
Basically, this is a form of expressions.
Correct.
Expressions where the kids cannot feel that they are too shy, too awkward to express their emotions and expressions. They do it on this.
So a lot of kids that came for our program during the COVID-19 period, a lot of kids who became very, very shy actually ended up becoming more outspoken. And the parents were shocked.
No, they did become outspoken.
Yeah, they became.
Because my concern is by using a contraption like this, call me old school, call me a fuddy-duddy, call me a boomer, but I'm not. Yeah, I am not a boomer. I would just say that my worry was that this becomes a form of escapism where I can escape. I don't need to express my feelings and emotions openly anymore. I use an AI to do it for me. So would that human being, that child, actually improve? But since you're saying now that the kids become more open, I find that a little strange that the result,
Yeah.
the resultant effect is actually that. I thought it would be it'll worsen, but no, it didn't. Huh?
Actually, they became less socially awkward. They started speaking to their grandparents. Like Amma, I made this robot do this kind of thing. The Amma was shocked because the Amma was trying to talk to her grandson for 2-3 months. my robotic course changed all that.
Right, because he got so interested into this that
Yeah.
he wants to articulate it even more.
Correct.
So basically, what helps him is the fact that, this is so cool, and he wants to express it. It's not because of what's happening then, but you programmed here that actually helped him. Is the actual effect of that is cool for the kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
One last thing.
that's different.
Is it sure? One last thing.
Sure.
Okay. So this one is for very cute, adorable kid. We're looking at.
Yeah, it looks like the guy in my sound room, Cairo. Yeah.
So over here.
Hey, what was that laughter?
Yes.
It sounds like him too.
So later we're going to show how the robot makes a voice, right? So over here what we have is very cool stuff. So we teach there's no iPad, so it reads through tactile cards. There is a chip inside.
Okay.
So how it works is, for example, I put the robot over here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think wait, let me restart it.
Well, sounds like him, really.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hold on. So this is the start.
What did he say? Oh, okay, that's the start.
Being
Okay.
mode, yeah. So what we're gonna do is we are going to make it go forward.
Oh, okay. So they come together like a jigsaw.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Okay, like
Right?
coasters.
So that's not the cool part, right? So now forward.
Yeah.
Then I choose, let's say, a color card.
Okay.
So for example, I'm gonna choose. Let me change it first.
Sure.
So we're gonna do a forward card.
Right.
And then we are going to add, let's say, a purple card,
Right.
indigo, right? But that's not the cool part. The cool part is we're gonna make this snail alert the police. So we're gonna add police sound.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And then how do we stop? The diamond is a destination card, so it stops there.
Okay.
So let me show you how it works. So once you're done, you press here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go! Forward! Indigo!
Yes.
Okay. So you did you build that?
No, this was actually one of the Chinese companies. They saw my video on LinkedIn. They were so inspired. Said, "Would you like to be an ambassador?" I said, "Sure." So I thought they were joking. Said, "Can you give me an address?" So I gave them an address, and within I think 2 weeks, this thing came to my house. I said, I thought you guys were joking. No, we really want to sponsor you. You know, because Chinese companies, they can be very scary. You know? Yeah.
Well, great. That's kind of cool.
Correct. So this is what we do for preschool kids. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you something, man. I mean, you're so into these things. You know?
Yeah.
Look at the way you talk about it. You're so animated about these things.
Yes, definitely.
Right, you are, and you're so you find it so wondrous. You know, it's like a wonderful world of Willy Wonka.
Yeah. This is my way.
This is your chocolate factory.
Yeah.
And you want to share this with every child. You want them to learn this because you're so excited about it.
Correct.
Can I just ask you? I just want to make sure you're not a crazy inventor. You know, do you ever believe or feel that feel strongly that one day these robots should have their own feelings and their own thoughts and their own independence?
As long as it doesn't destroy humanity, lah. Yeah. But they are humanoids. They are they are really robots like Sophia. Sophia is one
Who?
of them. Sophia.
Who's she?
Sophia is actually an AI robot that
Uh-huh.
has own emotions. She's capable of showcasing emotions, and she's the first ever robot
Oh,
that
gosh.
is the first ever citizen of Saudi Arabia.
That's freaking scary, bro.
Yeah, it's very scary.
That's scary,
But
man.
for her to reach that kind of intelligence, I think it would take her another 15 years to reach that level.
Are you planning on building something like that?
No.
Really?
No.
You're not gonna be a Lex Luthor or something like that, right?
Smallville, right? Oh, yeah, okay. That was primary school stuff, man. Yeah.
What do you mean? Lex Luthor is not just Smallville, man. I mean, everyone knows that's the arch enemy of Superman.
Correct.
All these years.
You always get betrayed by people around the people.
The
you trust
bald-headed
most.
guy. Yeah. Okay, enough of Lex Luthor. You were talking about rap. You were so gushing over Young Raja. You mentioned
Yeah,
Abang
man.
Sapau. These guys, great guys. They're beautiful guys. I
Yeah.
love them. They were on the show, and I really had a lot of fun with these guys. So you like hip hop.
Definitely.
So we know Young Raja is your favorite rapper. Is he your favorite hip hop artist of all time, or is there
Okay,
someone
in
else?
Singapore, yes, for sure. I think he's for us Indians, especially like a fellow minority. I would say he's been a big inspiration to fellow Indians for sure.
Okay.
Abang Sapau is definitely one of them also.
Mm-hmm.
I look up to Fariz Jabbar, and two aspiring rappers that are coming up is what's his name, Sheikh Benafe and Dan for sure. I think they're really really talented people. That's going to be the next Fariz Jabbar and Young Raja. I think they're coming up very soon.
Okay, if I'm going to ask you to pick one, just pick one for me.
In Singapore, I mean.
Yeah, one that you would make you absolutely ape shit crazy gaga.
Young Raja for sure.
Okay, Young Raja, listen to this. I'm going to ask you this, man. If Young Raja comes to you one day and commissions you to create clothes with lights for his music video, do you think you can do it?
I'm not on the level yet, but I would definitely figure it out how to make it
Do
just.
you think you can do it?
I believe I can.
Young Raja. Young Raja. Young Raja. Yes, you. This man loves you to bits, dude. Get him to do something for your next music video. Okay?
My gosh.
Okay? Make sure, producers, please make sure that Young Raja knows this and watches this episode, please.
Thank you so much, man.
Okay? That happens. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel if that happens? If Young Raja comes to you and says, hey, dude, I've watched KWC and yeah, make some for me. How would you feel?
I think I'll cry firstly. So very interestingly, actually Young Raja follows only 140 people on TikTok, right? And I'm one of them. He requested me to follow, for me to add him on TikTok. I was really honored because your idols, like when your idol comments on your TikTok and then wants you to be his TikTok friend, I'm like real honored. Hey, mommy, Young Raja, mommy, your friends on TikTok.
You sound very close, like you're very close to your mom, huh?
I'm very close to my mom. Yeah, my mom is my pillar of strength. I think as much as we guys try to get close to our dad. I don't know. For me, I feel like most guys are more close to their mother. It's like that. I do not know how to explain it. Yeah. So
It's okay, man.
yeah.
It's okay. That's cool. I think your mom has been quite a big influence in your life.
Definitely, for sure.
You know, we found you via Instagram because you're so interesting on Instagram, man.
You can say that.
So interesting. You share a lot of motivational messages. And you've so much truth that you throw out there. You drop it so often in your page. So, what inspired you? What was it that inspired you to do all that? Besides your, as you said, your failed business, but then again, it didn't fail because you really resurrected it.
Yeah, correct.
So what really made you want to do this all the time?
As I said, I'll very frank, I think Young Raja's passion rubbed off me, because especially last year during COVID, what happened was I was feeling very sad because business was doing bad because all the schools had to turn down, had to postpone the program because of COVID. And I watched one of his videos where he said about we're young, ambitious, hungry to succeed, but for a few years or 6 months, for example, they landed nowhere, and then he suddenly picked himself up. So what I did was very interesting. On Facebook, I started singing on Facebook Live, really singing, in last year. I started singing, and then I started, people saw my style, said, okay, I want to buy some of your electronic kits whatsoever. And after a while, in April, one person came to me and said, I was actually a former judge in your entrepreneurship competition.
Right.
And I want to give you a job. I'll give you a job interview. And this 6 months job, what happens is that if you get it, we will pay you for training. I said, that means I train people, I get paid. No. We train you and you get paid. I said, that's a good offer.
Yeah.
So I was one of the people who, with no degree that was accepted among, I think, 100 applied, only 20 was selected. I was one of them.
Right.
I was earning about 3K a month for 6 months.
Right.
And if I didn't watch the Young Raja video, I think I would have given up. I would have, okay, never mind, just go and just do nothing for 1 year. But his passion rubbed off me. So every time I would say, when I'm done, I said, what would Young Raja do? What do I do differently? So these are stuff I started my TikTok journey, 4K followers within 3 months.
Wow.
It's all because of that guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. Entertainers can be inspirations.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, for people to better their lives.
Yeah.
Hey, well done, Young Raja. Well done, bro. Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, in a country like Singapore where going through the traditional route, it's always the way.
Route,
right? Our traditional way.
I had to.
Okay.
Sorry.
In English, right? Yeah. But he redefined what's the meaning of purpose, what's the meaning of passion.
Guess what? I corrected Young Raja for saying route too. You're the next guy.
Yes! Woo! feel so honored.
I thought you might be happy hearing that.
Yeah, very happy.
What makes you happy each day?
Being able to just breathe, man. How many people of us in the world get access to clean water, get access to be able to breathe, to wake up each day and say, hey, you know what? Life is good. I am not in the hospital. I may not have a lot of money, but I get to see my mom and dad. You got to show gratitude for the basic of things. Being able to have someone who loves you for who you are. Like yesterday, for example, I was supposed to take a walk from Tiong Bahru to Marina Saints and back, but my friend couldn't make it. So I walked from Tiong Bahru, right, to Marina Bay Sands in just like 1 hour for 1K. And I didn't feel anything, right, because of my training. And then she was so inspired. She said she took a taxi all the way to Marina Bay Sands so that she can accompany my journey from Marina Bay Sands to Tiong Bahru. I feel so much love, man. You know, you can have a lot of followers, get a lot of people, but you need to have at least 5 to 10 friends that to be in your close circle. And I think that's the beautiful experience.
Amen.
Amen.
And you know what? The next time you want to go tabbing like that, taking a walk, a long walk, a long trek, let me know, man. We walk 12 clicks, 24 clicks.
Let's go, man.
Okay? I love doing that. I love doing that. What specifically makes you sad?
I think betrayal.
Okay.
Like friends who you thought were your friends, but then stabbing you in your back. I think that's something that I can't take. TikTok happens a lot. That happens a lot on TikTok. But what makes me sad is that how fake people can be. You know, 1 minute they say your friend, and behind you, your back, they are saying shit about you. I think that's not cool. But I always realize something, that once you remove the toxic people in your life, that's when you find true happiness. And I have removed all my toxic people in my life in the past few days, weeks. You know, people trying to bring me down. I removed all that, and I met one guy called his name is Sham Raman. I call him
Abang Sham.
Yes.
Okay.
And how do you know? Okay.
Hey, we had to do our homework before talking to you, man.
Yeah. So he's my motivation, man. Like,
Who is he?
basically, he was an ex-bouncer turned entrepreneur. He became he sells perfume and t-shirt. So very interestingly, he sells perfumes like through IG Live. He sells his t-shirt. He has this thing called the lone wolf mindset. So basically, where once you are strong alone, once you remove the people in your life, people should come after you, not you go after people. And that's when you become the strongest. And totally is true. Like, if you were to tell me at the start of the year at 150 kg to go to the gym, I say you might be crazy.
Right.
He came to gym with me a few times, but he said you need to walk this alone.
Right.
You know? So I started my weight loss journey in January 26 at 147 after losing 3 kg, and now I'm like 132. All right, in just 2.5 months I changed my life, the way I eat, everything. So one person like that is worth hundreds of people.
Oh yes.
That's like it's like, you know, God sending a prophet into your life, right? So he's my form of a prophet, you know, that came into my life and changed my perspective. If I don't, even when I want to sleep at 11:45, I take my gym bag and go to the gym. My mom say, 28 years of raising you, I've never seen someone so inspired. So, and I said, no, you got to meet Abang Sham. You'll be inspired too.
Abang Sham got your dopamine moving, man. That's
correct.
Yeah. Well, you want to look into the camera and say something to Abang Sham?
Abang Sham, thank you so much for changing my life. I am thankful. Like, it's not enough to just say thank you. You have done so much for me, and I always wish you the best in life. Hope everybody at home is doing well too.
I think the advice he gave you, I picked up on what you said about the lone wolf theory. I like that. I've always said it's always good to be the lone ranger. And sometimes it's not about who you know, but also about who knows you.
Exactly.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think like there was this, I forgot this popular speaker. He said, one thing I can teach all the young people in the world is OQP, only quality people.
Awesome. Keep out the toxicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Your weight loss journey that you just begun in January. Guess what? I started mine almost 5 years ago. It becomes a lifestyle,
Yes.
so don't stop.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, keep going, dude. If you ever want to take that long walk, let me know.
Yes, sir.
We've come to this part of our program, and it's called the quick fire segment. I'm going to be asking you quick questions.
Oh, okay.
You can give me quick answers,
Sure.
okay? But sometimes I suppose we need to elaborate a little bit, but let's see how it goes. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was the most memorable experience in life for you?
Memorable experience. My 21st birthday.
Okay. I'm not going to go further than that. Huh? Let's move on.
Yep.
What is the one thing in life you would change in your journey to where you are today? Is there anything you want to change?
Having better insights on how to choose the right friends.
If you could meet one person that has had an impact on your life, but has never met before, who would that be?
Young Raja.
You've never met Young Raja?
Never.
Hey, we got to do something about this, man. We got to do something.
Abang Sepau supposed to be
Okay. We'll have a word with him too.
Yes, sir. Please do.
Here's the next question. Okay, you've mentioned that. I'm not going to ask you now. We've already talked at length about that. What is something that you will not be doing in 10 years?
Not be doing. Wow, that's a
Thought-provoking question.
very thought-provoking question. Probably having kids. Not yet. Yeah, because I think that once you have kids, being raised by my parents, once you have kids, you have so much responsibility. You may not be able to live your life a bit more purposeful. Like I think once you are financially stable and you have kids, that's when you should have kids, when you're financially stable, when money is not a worry. Yeah, so I will not be having kids the next 10 years for sure.
I know it's a quick fire. You gave a quick fire question, a quick fire answer, but I just cannot. I got to say this.
Yes.
Kids are the best thing in life. Whether you're financially stable or not, believe you me, you get even more financially stable. The greatest blessings in life. So maybe something I can share. Faith, my friend. Because you got to have faith when you are moving forward, man. The kids come along, they give you hope. Different perspective. Let's move on.
Amazing, man.
How do you manage stress?
Manage stress. For me now it's very interesting. Writing lyrics. Yeah. So yeah, and then try to pretend like.
So wait. So when you manage stress, you write lyrics.
Yeah.
And stress, of course, is negative, right? It's a negative thing. So the lyrics you write, they're sad or they're happy?
Can be a bit angry.
Okay.
I can spit some if you want. That's okay.
Okay, moving on. What's your guilty pleasure?
Last time I think it's like soft drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't like. I did drink one yesterday. It's like what's it called, isotonic, but I walked it off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you're talking about let's say like in January, that would be nasi lemak for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I can't live without that. But I've not eaten nasi lemak for 2.5 months, so I'm pretty proud.
I just had one 3 days ago.
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong, man. At this stage, I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know, but for you, yeah, sure. Stave it off for a couple of years, maybe. I did. What do you first notice about someone when you meet them?
For women, it'll be looks lah for sure.
Well, you don't say. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woman, looks and personality.
Okay, you just saved yourself. Good save.
Looks, personality, and sorry. 3 things: looks, personality, talent.
Right.
Looks, there are many good-looking girls out there.
Yeah.
That doesn't separate you from the rest. Personality in terms of like, how you make the person feel.
Right.
Talent in terms of like,
What you good at? Yeah.
yeah, what you're good at.
How about the men?
For men, men is very interesting. Men, I think in terms of what do you call it? Vibe check.
Vibe check.
Yeah.
Okay, what vibe do I give you? We just met.
I think like you're the type of person that if you call me at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. to hang out with you, you're the type of person that I will hang out with.
Oh, really?
Compared to my relatives.
Oh, wow. Ouch. But don't worry about it, dude. I sleep quite early, man.
yeah, correct.
I'm an early riser.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you for being on the show. Yeah, you got something else that you're going to show our audience, which is going to happen after I sign off on this episode, and then we will air that. Okay. Before I say goodbye, or before we say goodbye, I'd like to invite you to send an inspirational message to the youth of Singapore,
Sure.
and tell people also how they can find you, and have their kids sign up for your lessons.
Sure.
Okay?
Kim.
I'm giving you free advertising, brother.
Thank you so much.
Okay, here we go. You can look into that camera
Sure.
right there.
Never let people's okay, let me try to think about it in a very deeper thought.
Sure.
People's negativity, people's toxicity, they tell you that you can't do it. It's actually because they have failed in doing it. But never let those thoughts prevent you from finding your purpose and meaning. If they can't do it, they can't do it. Doesn't mean you can't do it. At least try. If you don't try, you never know how far you can go in life. Right? And that's one thing that I would like to tell the youth. Who you allow in your life allows you to, who you allow in your life either can help you to achieve your goals or destroy the will to succeed. So it's very important to keep your social circle small, and also only quality people, and that's one thing that I would like to emphasize. For those who want to find me, I am Gabriel J. Perumal on Facebook. You can also type in Innovation Garage on Google, and I'm the first one there. So you can check me out there. And just type in Innovation Garage on Google. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gabriel. You've been watching and listening to Gabriel Perumal on Kopi with Chris. Thank you so very much for being my Kopi Kaki today. It has been interesting, man.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine. Pleasure's all mine as usual. And again, thank you everyone for watching and listening to Kopi with Chris. This is Chris Henson. Until next time, stay safe and stay sane. Bye-bye, everyone.
God bless. Hi everyone, my name is Gabriel. I'm the founder of Innovation Garage, where we empower the next generation innovators through the education of coding and robotics. So over here we have the smart home prototype, and these characters are being programmed by my students to use these characters to control the smart home. So what are these characters doing? Let's find out. As I press a red bird, it produces red light. When I press a blue bird, it produces blue light, followed by the duck, which is yellow, cyan, and then purple, and lastly white. Correct? And then when I press this tick symbol, let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1. It opens up the garage door. And press the exit. It turns off everything. So thank you so much for looking at our presentation. So this is basically showing the students about the urban world. Basically about how the US smart home works. In Singapore we don't see the garage door often, but in the US we see it. So if you're interested to find out more, check out us at Innovation Garage on both Google and Facebook, and you'll see us there. Meanwhile, take care and hope you had a wonderful time. See you. Bye-bye.